Mamboita nyaya yeko yamavinga mese kudai. Vachibvunza imi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ministry of Energy and Power Development. My name is Mudzinga Nyama. I'm the director responsible for petroleum department in the ministry. Before the Honorable Minister addresses you, it is etiquette that we know one another just like you now know me. I will therefore request that we introduce ourselves and the organization that we are looking for, and perhaps our capacity in that organization. We will start from my left. Come again? AB Communication. Okay. We are hard of hearing. Please speak louder, like I am doing. Thank you. The next one.
Good afternoon. My name is Elita Chikwat from the
Good afternoon. My name is Latroy. I'm from 26 Richard, the biggest online in Zimbabwe.
Come again?
Latroy from 26 Richard.
26
Richard.
Okay, 263.
The biggest online in Zimbabwe.
And
Maswera said, Takunzo Chiambago from Zimbabwe's television network, the soon to be biggest.
that's wonderful.
Good afternoon, I'm Abigail Temple from ZBC. Pioneers of local politics.
Who's dead?
I'm Aida Metu from Zimbabwe.com. Good afternoon, my name is Letuni Ambale from Daily News.
Good afternoon, my name is Vachokodza from 26 Richard.
263.
Good afternoon, I am Makanaka Masenyama from newszimbabwe.com.
Good afternoon, Limbeza Tatenda from newszimbabwe.com.
Afternoon, Belinda Chawara from Zimbabwe's TV network.
Leopold from newszimbabwe.com.
The other cameraman there. And then the lady. The cameraman.
Jerma Ifred, ZBC.
Njanji Gledman from Zera, Zimbabwe Energy Control.
Linda Mremo from Ministry of Information.
Honorable Minister.
Joram Gumbo from Energy.
So, Honorable Minister, the press is ready for you.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank you for coming. I am aware that you have been getting a lot of calls from all over about a purported statement that I am supposed to make to ban containers. So I just want to put the record straight to you by making this statement, which is the testimony of what the position of the ministry is, which is supposed also to be your position as loyal citizens of Zimbabwe. The fuel situation in the country is improving, but remains constrained. However, in discussions with the oil industry, it has been noted that despite the improvements, there has been a marked increase in the number of people who are putting fuel in containers, crowding the motorists. The nation is assured that government is doing its best to ensure continued supply of fuel throughout the country, and therefore there is no need for hoarding and panic buying. My ministry notes that there are genuine cases of legitimate customers that include Command Agriculture and other farmers, owners of grinding mills, schools, and hospitals that require fuel for their generators, and many other users who, of necessity, have to uplift fuel in containers. My ministry is acutely aware that there are several users who, of necessity, have to transport fuel to various places of economic activity. While these are all genuine cases requiring picking of fuel in containers, there are those who have resorted to hoarding fuel either for resale or for future personal use. It is this latter class of our citizenry who should desist from so doing, as this contributes towards causing artificial shortages of fuel on the market. We are also aware from the public reports that we are getting that drums and other containers are fueling the black market. In terms of Statutory Instrument 12 of 2007, fuel is classified under the hazardous substances, pesticides, and toxic substances regulations, requiring specialized containers for carrying and storing. It is in this spirit that my ministry is calling on all fuel trading companies to follow the law and educate members of the public. We are also duty-bound as a ministry to protect consumers from unscrupulous black market fuel dealers. My ministry is therefore advising all parties charged with distribution of and the use of fuel to observe the law in supporting all economic and social activities requiring the use of fuel. Let me end by emphasizing that it is illegal to hoard fuel, as fuel is a hazardous substance that poses great danger to life and the property, and that every citizen must desist from such acts. This is precisely what I called you here for, so that the nation can know that we are not banning containers as being purported in the newspapers or in the media. What we are saying is that let us be responsible enough. By so doing, by carrying containers which we found at some places, crowding off even motorists, that is what we are saying should not be allowed. Why is it only happening today when it was not happening 3-4 weeks ago? It was not happening. So if there is a shortage, like I have now, and you've explained what is actually going on, why don't you behave in the normal way and manner? So this is the position of the ministry. We are not saying that we are banning containers, but we are saying people must use them when necessary, and that those special places like hospitals or institutions like hospitals, schools, grinding mills, they are actually known wherever they operate from, that they always be carrying fuel for those purposes. But today it is not only them, it is everybody. So this is what we are discouraging. So I don't think I have questions.
I don't think anybody would ask a question so clear.
Yes, you are free. Yes.
So you've indicated that you're not banning the use of containers, but is there a way the ministry is going to limit or to check that people are not hoarding? Is there any work that's going to happen maybe with the ZRP at fuel stations? Because hearing what you said, people might continue to hoard. Will there be any repercussions for people who do? And how will you know that they are
This is a very unfortunate situation, and I really want to thank you for asking that question. It is true that in any situation, there are people who want to take advantage and leverage on it. What is happening in the system is that right now, while there are genuine cases where people can want to buy fuel for use at places that, like I've said, you find it necessary. Like I live in Highlands. For the past 2 days, there's been no power. And when I sent my guys to go and get fuel using a jerrycan, they were denied and we had to sit in the dark. And that's me. And that's a fact. But it was genuine. We needed that diesel in order to run our generator. But it was denied. But then there are others who will use that jerrycan fuel they will have collected for speculative purposes, for selling fuel in the black market. Right now there is plenty of fuel being sold at black market places by black market dealers. And let me tell you, as we say to the public, please don't allow that to happen. Please just go and get your fuel from the pump. Some don't understand us and they make a lot of noise. But we are also aware as a ministry that there are some people who are actually vandalizing our transformers for oil. And they put that oil in the fuel that they buy and they sell to you. At the end of the day, your car will get damaged. And remember, fuel is dangerous. If it is petrol, it can burn you. It can burn your property, and it can lead to a loss of life or loss of property. But then we don't know when to say you are the rightful person to get the fuel and you are not the rightful person. So we are just appealing to the public to be reasonable and responsible. Let's use a can or a jelly can when it is necessary, because there is a situation that requires that you do so. You have run out of petrol and you are not able to reach a service station. That is genuine. But you can also tell when you go to a service station and there are 20 tins, people lined up tins, the cars are lining on this side and those with the containers are lining on this side, then you can tell that something is seriously wrong. But then you can't tell who is genuine and who is not genuine. So we are not banning, but we are saying let's be responsible. And actually the law doesn't allow us to ban. But we can also safely say that we can use Zera to monitor the situation. And there are steps that they can take in order to make sure that you oblige with the law. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Honorable, I've noticed that some filling stations still have long queues.
Yes.
What is the situation, the fuel situation in Zimbabwe currently?
Yes, it is true that there are long queues somewhere and there are very short queues from somewhere. Let me tell you that my driver had gone just out to Highlands. I had sent them out there. Long queues at Puma in Highlands, but there is no queues at Newlands, just about a kilometer away. No queues, 3-4 cars, nothing. But come to 4th Street, winding, queues there, confusion. Those who used not to have full tanks are just filling up their tanks. You can live 1/4 tank, maybe for a week, if you are not living very far from town. But now you are saying, no, I must fill up my car, my tank must be full, and this is what is causing all this confusion. The fuel situation in the country is very stable. I've said it again and again, it is stable. And as I speak to you, I had to make my own report yesterday in cabinet about the stocks that we have for fuel. And that fuel is being pumped day and night from Baira into the country. And that those international companies that bring fuel into the country are still doing so. And there is enough fuel in the storage at Masasa and Mavu. But we must understand one thing, that fuel comes into the country on bond, not bond notes. It's bonded. So you only access it after producing your foreign currency. The Reserve Bank governor is on record having issued 41 million US dollars last week for fuel, and they continue to give us money. But as they do so, at times it's on LCs, and the LCs will take 3-4 days to mature. So as they mature and they reflect, the fuel is collected. But what is happening is that a gap has already been created, and the people will think there is no fuel in the country, and they just rush to fill up their tanks and so forth and so on. And some of them for speculative purposes, like I've said. So that is what is causing this mismatch of the money coming in from RBZ and the uplifting of the fuel, which we have said. You are glad that the EMA have given us the go-ahead, or to the companies, to uplift the fuel even at night, which they used not to allow. And that NOIC is open 24 hours to allow the companies to collect and uplift the fuel. So the fuel in the countries, the situation in the country is stable. The challenges are that we are lagging behind to meet the daily consumption, which is 2.5 million liters of diesel a day and 1.5 million liters of petrol a day. And what is being pumped daily from Mavuke and Masasa? At times it's even higher. It's higher than the figures that I give you, which means the situation is quite normal. But there is something happening in the market which we want with the media to dispel the fears that there is no fuel in the country. Because it's available. If it was not there, we would actually be the first ones to tell you that there is no fuel and these are the measures that we are taking. We could then have come up with a suggestion to say we are limiting, because then there is a shortage. But it's not. There is no need to do that, because there is no shortage of fuel in the country. There is fuel in the country, but it has to be accessed through the method that I have told you, provision of forex, which the government is doing. Yes.
Right, thank you, Honorable. Just as a follow-up to his question, you mentioned that the LCs mature in 3 days, so there's a gap that's already created. But the fuel crisis started, if you just put it, 2-3 weeks ago. All along, I believe we're using the same system where Reserve Bank pays, and there weren't all these challenges. As government, in your investigations, have you identified some of the loopholes besides the issues of having foreign truckers coming to buy fuel at lower rates when they burnt the forex and voting bonds? What were some of the issues that then got us to where we are?
Yes, if I can start off with the international trackers, they wouldn't mean much if everything is normal. But the point that I want to mention to you, which I thought was well known to us as reporters, is that we have stated as a ministry before that the international prices of fuel have gone up, and they continue to go up. And we have stated that Reserve Bank Governor Mangunja used to allocate 20 million US dollars for fuel every week. And they were now, when they said, what we used to buy with the 20 million liters, we cannot buy it today. We are buying less because of the fuel increase. And those are the things that cause the shortage of fuel in the market, as we say. But we have also stated that the Reserve Bank Governor, officials and the officials from the Ministry of Transport met last week on Friday, and therefore they requested that RBZ ups up that allocation. And this is under consideration, and this is also the reason why the Reserve Bank Governor gave 41 million US dollars last week Friday in order to beat the gap. And then they must continue to up the allocation from the 20 million US dollars per week, which we suggested to be between 30 and 35 million dollars per week, in order to buy somehow to the equivalent of the fuel that we used to buy, which could be enough for our weekly consumption. That is one of the reasons why. truckers, I wouldn't think that they can take quite a lot, but they will do, you know, particularly the borders. But then it could just be the borders basically affected. You can't come from Beitbridge and come and buy from Harare. You wouldn't do that. If with the price we own in Beitbridge and the Chirundu and the Plum Tree and the Mutari, I would understand. Yes, the number one.
Honorable Minister,
yes.
I'm sure you understand that there are people who will come to a fuel station, get the fuel, and pretend that they want to use maybe for generators, for tractors, etc., etc. And then they end up selling that that fuel on the black market, and then this results in bus fares going up. What's the government's position, and what are the mechanisms that are there to make sure that such things do not happen? Because we've seen a lot of fuel on the black market where people pretend that they want to use the fuel maybe for their homes, but then it ends up on the black market. Are there any mechanisms in place to make sure that we don't see such happening?
Firstly, I want to thank you that you are a witness to exactly what I've been saying, that there are some people out there who actually go to the service stations to get fuel, not because it's necessary, but because they want to fuel the black market industry. That's exactly where our predicament is. Who is genuine and who is not? That is our biggest problem. We have Zera with us, and they are the ones that when such situations do happen, they actually can apply the law. There is a law against you selling fuel as an individual. You must be licensed to sell fuel. And if you are caught and you are not licensed, then there are sentences that can be applied to your behavior. And that's not the situation that we want. And that is actually the prerogative of ZER, who do that kind of monitoring. But we must also know that they cannot be found everywhere. So who is found everywhere is us. So let us guard against the poor behavior by our people. Then we can have a good nation. Yes.
Thank you very much.
So, I have another question. I recently discovered that garages such as Total at one time, the one you talk of, the Newlands one, they have their own cards. Total cards.
Newlands and it's Puma.
So
there's one at Newlands. Oh, Newlands, yes, the time.
So I was wondering, is that also not adding on to the queues which we are seeing? Because if Total says it's still one Total card sheet says right here someone, obviously the other guys who could have been saved, they didn't have a different.
Yeah, I have heard about that. I can't say allegation that it is happening. That there are some companies which sell coupons, and they want to say we want to attend to those who already have our coupons because they have already paid for the fuel. So it is there, it is theirs. Genuine as it might be, but we are not encouraging it. We want to say fuel is out there and it is for everybody. But that is totally something that is difficult to manage from the ministry point of view. That becomes a management issue at its total, but we don't encourage it. We want people to be saved with the fuel. If they are in the queue and they want to have fuel, let them get the fuel. But the companies will say, we have already sold fuel to her or to him, so we want to save him first. So I don't know how they want to do it. Whether they will go into a queue and say, those with coupons this side, those without coupons this side, I don't know how they would want to do. But the point is, you help me, what should they do? You have bought coupons already, and the fuel is there. Your money is already gone. You can't go and buy somewhere because you already have bought the fuel. That's their argument, which they have. Very difficult question for me to answer.
Maybe the last one.
Yes.
The challenge with Zimbabwean politics is that
politics.
We all know what is supposed to be done, but it is really difficult. Okay, so here's the situation: we have people who are hoarding fuel
Yes.
from filling stations, other places, and selling it on the black market. It is happening. But there's that challenge that we know that the police are supposed to arrest these people, but they do not arrest them. Have you, as a ministry, engaged with the Zimbabwe Public Police to arrest these people? Because we have seen it, if you go to the Ministry of Finance, there are money changers, nothing is being done to them, but we all know that they have to be arrested. And then here there are black marketers of fuel, and there's very little being done to them. Will we be seeing them being arrested, or will we continue talking of their presence and accepting that they are there?
I will tell you that if you can find anybody, and if you know of anybody selling fuel at the black market, and you inform our Zera, they will be dealt with. Definitely they will be dealt with. What you are saying about the police, we as a ministry have already requested the police to assist us through working together with the Zera to make sure that they also monitor, particularly some places where there has been price change, people selling fuel at very high prices, which is not authorized by Zera. We have said that the police can assist us when we made that request. Look, let us understand an event and something that has been happening all the time. What we are dealing with now is a situation which doesn't get back very, very far. It's a situation that is happening now, and we must find the means of dealing with it. And it's not always in the interest of government to go arresting people every time. First of all, we must educate people. Tell them about the good things of behaving in a certain way and manner. Unless they don't want to oblige, then that's when you can use force. And they say the police can arrest. But before you do that, why don't you educate? And we hope that you are helping us to educate our people. We are shooting ourselves in the foot. Some people are spending hours and hours in queues looking for fuel, and they are not productive at all. But it's not necessary because the fuel is there. Go to work and go back and get your fuel in the normal way. It's there because it's in the country. The fact that people are queuing at Highlands, and that they are queuing here at 4th Street, and that they are queuing maybe here somewhere in town, shows you that there is fuel. There is no shortage per se. There could be that limitation of abundance at that particular time, but there is no alarm that there is no fuel in the country. There is fuel in the country, and believe me, I don't lie. There is fuel in the country. There are challenges to get it. I've stated that, but there is no reason to panic and go hoarding and sleep at a service station and not go home and send around repack your fuel. There is fuel in the country. Yes.
On the lighter note, taking you out of the politics, can you assure the nation that the situation will normalize by the festive season, since people will challenge what is your assessment and projection? Will we back to normal?
My statement is that there is enough fuel in the country, and that the RBZ is already upping up its allocations per month, and that fuel is being pumped from Baira day and night, and that our stocks at Masasa and Mavuko are okay, shows that there is fuel in the country. And let me tell you, I'm being approached by many companies from all over, wanting to supply us with fuel. And if I knew that there would be a shortage, I'll tell you I would have recommended that they supply us with fuel. So there's going to be fuel, there's not going to be any shortage at all.
Those storage tanks, I think in the southern region, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
How are the developments going on?
No, I was talking of future plans. That I want to make sure that Zimbabwe becomes a hub to supply SADC region, and also the northern part of South Africa and Botswana and so forth and so on. And that the holding tanks that we have in Bulawayo are small. Okay, they only hold about 3 million liters of diesel, and I think about the same of petrol. So I was saying we must think of tomorrow if we want to be a hub, okay, to supply the region. And also as our industry grows, and the Bulawayo is in an industrial city, so we must have big tanks there so that we can always have fuel to supply in the region and also beyond in Botswana and the northern part of South Africa. Those are future plans. I still have them, but they are not yet materialized. Yes, ma'am.
Earlier on you mentioned that you don't have electricity at your place, and I'm sure almost all of us wanted electricity like yesterday. What was the cause of that, and are there any future projects for power generation as we're going to the agricultural season and industry manufacturing fertilization?
Of course, there are plans for the future to add more fuel to our grid, but you are talking of the current situation. And I was talking, I thought I was talking to reporters. You are the ones who have put in the paper. It's there in the paper. Go and read page 4 of the Herald today, and the News Day, and the Daily News. The CSRD, ZETDC did make an announcement that because of the rains that pounded Harare and the wind on Monday, we've got a fault and we're working on it. And by now, power has been restored to most parts, I think, of Harare. So that was the reason why these things do happen. It's an accident. So it's not something that is permanent. We're generating enough power in the country at the moment. There is no reason to cry. But as you talk of the future, yes, we've got many projects that are lined up, for a future generation of power. We have heard of 178, which is going to bring about 600 megawatts. We have heard of the Batoka, which we are working on, and it's going to produce about 1,200 megawatts. So there are plans. Solar, we want to look at solar and other renewable energies. There are plans to do that. We will be giving you quite a list of all the projects that we want to do in electricity. We are still working on them. And we'll be inviting you to know about them so that you can publish them, so that people can start responding to them.
Honorable Minister,
yes.
I've noticed that many tanks of gas are being lined up, showing that there is a bit of shortage, if I can say shortage of gas at fuel stations. The one at Samora, one Zuva, Samora and Fourth.
What is happening with the fuel is happening with the gas. It's only that I didn't mention about it. It's happening again. They're buying it in tanks, big containers, and they're reselling it at very high prices. We've got people who have been phoning us and telling us about that trend, that people are buying gas and they're reselling it at higher prices. So the same situation that we are having on fuel, with people buying for resale, is also happening with gas, but there is no shortage.
So we can just say this is panic buying, otherwise
exactly.
It's just gas is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.